Hello everybody, my name's Alex and I'm a florist, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the best bouquets in the world according to Vogue magazine. Oh, sorry, my cat's here as well. Are you going to say hi to everyone too? I am expecting a lot from this article. Obviously it is Vogue, which is considered by many to be kind of like the main influence in the fashion world and kind of indicative of all trends and styles. So, sorry, my other cat's come now as well. Are you coming to say hi to YouTube? What are you guys doing? Are you all coming to be in the video? Are you? We have 20 bouquets to get through, which is going to be a lot, and I don't want this video to be like a billion minutes long. I think my helpers are here to stay, so let's get into it, you guys. The best bouquets in the world according to Vogue magazine. The first bouquet. Beautiful. Sorry, my eyesight's so bad. I'm going to have to zoom into this. Perfect. Now I've got it that I can see. Wow, even more beautiful when you blow it up. We've got a really bright, colourful wedding bouquet. I love this. I love the style of it. I love the texture of it. I love the color of it. A bouquet like this really does put emphasis and focus onto the bride, which is obviously what you want at your wedding. I also love the boutonniere, the buttonhole of her husband, well, her soon-to-be husband. The texture of that white flower, which echoes the texture of those big, bold blooms. It's kind of like a painted fern or something, which again picks up the colors of her bouquet. So it all works in this perfect unison, and I love this one. We're off to a good start. I'm going to give this, well, I can't start with a 10 out of 10, but 10 out of 10. Second bouquet, gorgeous, love it. What we've got here is a shower bouquet, very traditional looking. It kind of reminds me of Princess Diana's bouquet. And actually, I haven't seen a bouquet like this for a really, really long time, where it is whites and greens. And this really kind of reminds me of something from the 80s or 90s when you look back at, I'm sorry to call the 80s and 90s vintage, but like vintage kind of weddings. 10 out of 10 again. Okay, next up, we've got this beautiful bride. What a stunning dress. Wow, and the bouquet as well. Sorry, it took me a while to see that because I've blown this up so I can see it and I'm scrolling down. Kind of a white, very antique feeling looking bouquet made up of what seems to be flower, Nerine lilies, baby's breath going on in there, scabiosa as well. The reason why I love this so much is because it works perfectly with the dress, not just in terms of the flower motif on the lace. The dress feels very antique, very vintage inspired, and I feel like this bouquet matches that perfectly. It feels antique, it feels vintage from everything, from the textures, from the colors, from the way it's kind of arranged in this like overflowing kind of messy style almost. Right. So, okay, it's good to have variety in an article like that. However, for me, one stem does not constitute a wedding bouquet. It's probably better just not to have a wedding bouquet. For I do know that weddings are very personal and they're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Subjective. And if this bride liked this flower, then this is the right flower for her. But personally, I don't care for this. I don't get it. I don't particularly like it. It doesn't feel like a very artistic moment to me. It just feels like an afterthought. Looks like they're carrying drinks down the aisle as well. Yeah, I'm really not a fan. I'm so sorry. You look beautiful though, and I hope you're happy in your wedding, but 1 out of 10, 0 out of 10. Sorry. Okay, wow, beautiful. Next wedding bouquet. This is so stunning. We've got a shower bouquet here with beautiful white orchids, and it looks like there's a bit of wax flower or heather. I'm not really sure what that is in the background. I think wax flower. So simple, so elegant. And this is a great juxtaposition to the first one. I feel like that bride wants to do something very simple, very minimalist. This in my mind is very simple and very minimalist. We've gone for 2 types of flowers essentially, but really one type because it's just that big, powerful orchid is the star of the show. The wax flower is kind of just acting as a bit of filler. And I really do think that this is how you do elegance and simplicity through a bridal bouquet. I don't feel like it could have used anything else. All right, wow, look at this next bouquet. This, to me, looks like summer in a bouquet. It is so, so stunning. I love the colors, that really bright pink, the white. Gosh, there's so many different flowers in here. The yellows, the orange, the purple. This looks like somebody has gone skipping through a meadow on a summer morning and collected all of these flowers and put them into a bouquet. It looks happy, it looks sunny, it is so beautiful. I love the ring she's wearing as well, that's so unique. But for me, this is definitely a 10 out of 10. Okay, next bouquet. Interesting. I like it. What we've got here is a contrasting yellow and blue bouquet. It looks like we've got some type of orchid there with the yellow and then the blue delphinium. It actually kind of reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I like how the ribbon ties in with the flowers as well. It's kind of a weird one, this, because if you look at where the ribbon is, this is where she's holding the bouquet, but it's very tall. So I'm not really sure on the logistics of how that looked actually in person, unless they kind of did this is just lying flat, they did it for draping down. I do like this. I like that it's different as well. Beauty and the Beast vibes. Beautiful. 7 out of 10. Look at this one, you guys. I love the dress. That is incredible. That veil and that headpiece is just stunning. And the bright yellow of the bridal party, or I assume is the bridal party behind her. Gorgeous. The bouquet is incredible too. We've got some purple orchids, some palms, a bit of protea, and some palm leaves. So it's a very tropical feeling bouquet. Why I love this as well is that if this is the yellow of the bridal party, the bouquet, that strong purple and the white, it works so perfectly with the bridal party. And it works so well with the wedding dress, with the palm that you can see here in the background, kind of echoing the headpiece. And it just feels like a perfect moment when the florist has worked with the wedding planner who has worked with the bride, and they've created this whole like symbiosis between flowers and wedding party and venue and thing. I love it. Absolute 10 out of 10. All right. Okay. Nice. Coming with a, ooh, what do we think of that length of dress? Sorry, that just took me by surprise. I was scrolling down and I didn't see the cutoff length. Not a fan of that. That's just personal taste. But I do like this whole vision. So this kind of looks to me like she's kind of running through the countryside, a very relaxed style of dress. I think the venue is beautiful. I think she looks so happy. That's interesting. I love that we've got some flower details on the dress too. Do I love the bouquet? It's not as adventurous as other bouquets that we've looked at on this article so far, but not every bride is like that. Some people prefer kind of understated, more relaxed, romantic bouquet. I think it feels a little big for the bride. That's why I'm a bit hesitant about saying I love it. It feels like it kind of takes up her whole torso. Now, this could just be the wedding, like the angle, but actually I don't think it is, because looking at the stems, there are a lot of stems in there. So I think that if this bouquet was slightly smaller, even just a third smaller, it would just look a lot better and kind of a lot more like intentional and like it's supposed to be there. This is a little bit big for my taste. Oh, okay. Fake flower bouquet. I'm hesitant because I think I like this one and I can't figure out why I like this bouquet. I shouldn't like it because I don't really enjoy fake florals, but I really like it. I like everything from the pure white of the flowers matching the pure white of the bow, and I think the material is the same as well. That's why I like it. I'd be very intrigued to see the rest of this wedding, to see how it played out. So I think that the person holding the bouquet is wearing white and black, and this white looks like it works so well with that. This is a surprising one. I like this one, you guys. I feel like I should have. But it's not flowers, is it? So, but still, I don't know what to score this. 8 out of 10, maybe? Could it be? Okay. Oh, what a beautiful picture. The bride looks so happy with her. I'm assuming these are her parents. How nice. Oh, and the bouquet. Nice. I like it. I am not a fan of green personally, and I love the color palette. It's tropical and warm and punchy and hot. Again, like slightly differently to other bouquets that we've seen. This is like a clear color palette in mind. It's tropical to me with the pink and the yellow and the orange. Beautiful peonies, chrysanthemums, roses, ranunculus. It looks like some tulips. I like it. I like the shape of the bouquet too. They look so happy. Again, 8 out of 10 for that one. Next up, we've got this beautiful purple lavender bouquet, predominantly of roses and stock, I think, and then there's a bit of pampas grass in there. I really like this one. Again, I will say that I think it's a little bit too big for the bride. I think this could just be me. I think the bouquets need to be slightly smaller. Yeah, I feel like it could potentially need like another type of flower. I'm thinking like a clematis, which is just a little bit more elegant and it has a bit more movement to it, because the roses are quite heavy in stock. Even though it's a tall flower, it's again quite heavy. The pampas grass is a little bit heavy, so if you added something else in like a clematis, it would just kind of lift it a bit more and kind of make it a bit more playful, and I just think that would look a bit better. But yeah, I like it. 7 out of 10. Okay. Wow, I like this bouquet. I don't like the photo because I feel like I can't see the flowers. Now, this could also be a bit more kind of problematic of the wedding as a whole. This is a stunning wedding dress, I have to say. It is so unique. I love the flowers on the actual dress, and I love how the flowers pick up on the flowers of the dress. I do feel like it could have been a bit of a better match, like just in terms of the color matching of it. However, it's nature. We can't always color match exactly. So this for me is like definitely fine. I like it. I do like the color palette. I think it's very soft. It's very romantic. It's beautiful. I just think that this could just be me being picky. It almost blends too much into the dress. And at the same time, I feel like the color match is also not exact. Hello. What are you doing up there? Are you coming to help? But I do like it. I think it's nice. I like the shape. But again, I can't see the shape because I feel like I can't see the bouquet properly. But it feels like it's a very kind of asymmetric shape. Next bouquet. Okay, initial thoughts. This is way too big. With the texture especially feels very like natural garden, kind of meadow wedding-esque. The colours, it's nice. It's white and green. You can never go wrong with white and green in my opinion. Got some ranunculus, some roses. And again, because it's backlit, I can't quite get the full detail on this. And again, it could just be the angle of the photo, but I feel like it's just slightly too big. It looks like it's kind of the size of her entire torso. Yeah, I think it's nice. I think it's interesting. 6 out of 10. All right. God, I'm getting a cold. I don't know why. I'm not sure what's going on. As soon as I started recording this, I've got a cold. I don't know why. So I'm sorry if I sound a bit snuffly. What we've got here is a beautiful white and green bridal bouquet wrapped in some type of paper with a charm on it, which I'm not too fond of, but when something is kind of wrapped in a charm, it kind of looks like it's like very personal to the bride or to the bride's family, so I'm sure this must mean something to her. Just not a huge fan of that paper. I don't think that looks good. I think that would have looked better with some ribbon on it instead. The bouquet itself is lovely. It's white scabiosa. I love scabiosa flowers. White garden roses. Looks like maybe there's some type of hellebore in there, some thistles and greenery. Beautiful. I've got nothing really to say about the bouquet. It's very nice. It's very pretty. And I like it. It's very simple and clean and elegant. I don't like the paper, but I like the charm because I love it when a bouquet and the flowers are kind of, they mean something to you. Okay, next up we have this beautiful looking bouquet. Again, I like the color palette. We've got some chrysanthemums, which is they're either chrysanthemums or dahlias. Probably dahlias, actually. I was going to say, wow, chrysanthemum, that's an unusual choice because nobody likes chrysanthemums, but I think actually these are dahlias. Oh, actually, maybe they are chrysanthemums. I hope they're chrysanthemums. That's really interesting. This would actually smell very, very nice because the tuberoses, one of my favorite flowers as well, they just smell so, so good. And I really like that the addition of the anthurium that we can see down here because it does make it feel a little bit more tropical, but then the things like the color palette and the roses and the kind of the butterfly ranunculus, they make it feel quite traditional. So I like that blend. It feels kind of edgy, dare I say, for this kind of like relatively boring looking bouquet, but I like the thought process behind it, and I like the size of this one as well. It looks like it works really well. It also looks very sweet to me. Like I don't know how to explain that more. It looks like a sweet color palette. Okay, next bouquet. I can see where we're going with this one. This bride wants something overflowing, they want something ethereal, they want something very wild, which I understand, I really, really do. It just isn't working for me. It's not. I think the main reason behind it is that lots of the flowers are concentrated right in the center of the bouquet, as you can see, and then there's like all these long offshoots, which kind of makes it look like a spider or like a crab or something in my head. I'm sorry, like I'm sure this is a beautiful... Oh, I hate criticizing people's weddings. This is so hard. Okay, I'm looking at the bouquet, not the wedding. I just think that it's a little bit unruly and it could have used a bit more taming to it and a bit more balance of the materials. That could mean kind of introducing some of the colors, because the colors are nice, like the pink and I really like these elements as well. Like, I don't know what they are. They're like yellow berries or nuts or something. Maybe kind of having some of those color elements or textures going up to the right, or introducing, maybe you've got a fern here on the right, putting a fern in the center as well, just to balance it out a little bit more. However, I do like that it's daring and it's different and it is like wild. 5 out of 10 because I like the idea of it. I truly do. I just think that in practice it could have been done slightly better. I also feel like the dress is quite busy and it could have maybe used more of a plain dress, or just without like all the beading on it, to make the bouquet shine more, or having a more simple bouquet so the dress shines more. All right, next bouquet is white and pink roses and astilbe flowers. It's just that this is white and pink roses and astilbe. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. I don't think it should be in the best wedding bouquets why have I got a cold all of a sudden? How random. In Vogue, because it is just so simple and not simple in like an elegant, sophisticated way. It looks a little bit cheap. But I don't hate it. 5 out of 10. Let's move on from that one. All right, another tropical bouquet. This looks very similar to the other one, you know, with the bridal party with the yellow dresses. I think I preferred the other one, but this again is stunning. Protea, fuchsia, bougainvillea, bit of greenery. Looks like there's some peonies in there as well. Nice. The stems are a little bit ugly, and that's the Protea stem I can see here. That should have been cut off or just binded a little bit better. I like the color of the ribbon though. I think the silver works really nicely with the pink and the purple. I love the color palette. If I were to compare between the two, which I shouldn't, I preferred the first one. I just think structurally that looked really nice, but I do love this one too. 6, 7 out of 10, let's see. Okay, next up we've got a bouquet of white calla lilies. I kind of get it. I do. It's white calla lilies. Right. My main issue with this is that this particular bouquet should probably not be in the article because it is just one flower tied up with a ribbon. I do like it though. I love a calla lily moment and I like a really simple bouquet. I just feel like perhaps it's not one of the best bouquets in the world, so I'm probably going to skim over this one because I don't think it should be there. Okay, next bouquet. Mixed feelings. Wow, this article is really putting me through it. I love a red bouquet for a bride. I will say that. It's something that I really don't see very often, and I love it. I think it's punchy and powerful and dark and brooding and gorgeous. I love the mix of flowers we've got here with the peonies and the carnations, the dahlias, the greenery, the grasses, some scabiosa as well. I do feel like it could have been made slightly better, and I'm so sorry to the florist. I really, really am. I think it looks a little bit messy. I think it could have been tidied up. Besides that, I really do like it. 8 out of 10. Oh, okay. Next bouquet is one of my favorite flowers, which is clematis, and I think that's the reason why I'm doing this one a bit more, with a beautiful tassel around it. It looks like something my mum has for her curtains, but for some reason I like it in this context, and I don't know why. I also really like the paper in this one, and again, I don't know why, because I have said for the past bouquets I didn't like the paper on the other one with the charm on, and my mum's curtain tassels I shouldn't like. And I shouldn't like the fact that this is just a one flower bouquet because I didn't like the calla lilies. But for whatever reason, I like this bouquet. I think it's simple, but I also think it's sufficiently kind of edgy and artistic and creative to not be just like a boring bouquet. Calla lilies felt just a bit boring and minimalist. This feels minimalist, but it feels very kind of creative and artistic. So I do like this one. I do. I love how open the clematis is. They've got these just on the perfect day. It takes a lot of skill from the florist to get them perfectly open like that. I'm sorry, I like it. 9 out of 10, and I shouldn't. Ooh, okay, right. Next bouquet is a bouquet of Lily of the Valley. Now, I fully understand why they've gone for this choice. For one, the fragrance of Lily of the Valley is so, so beautiful. And two, Princess Grace of Monaco, Grace Kelly, she got married with a bouquet of white Lily of the Valley. So I totally understand the reference. And I don't mind that this is so simple in one flower because it has reference, it has history, and it makes sense. I get it and I like it. Maybe the other ones have stories too and I just didn't get them, so, you know, forgive me. Lily of the Valley as well, we see them in a lot of other royal wedding bouquets, especially for the British royal family. Think about Meghan Markle's bouquet, Kate Middleton's bouquet. I like a story, I like Lily of the Valley. I feel like I can't give this a score out of 10, but I like it. This bouquet is reminding me of the other one that we saw that I called a spider or a crab that was just all out everywhere, but done in a way where it makes sense. So here we've got a mix of dendrobium orchids, they're the white ones, but because they're long, the flowers fill out the bouquet visually a lot better. So it kind of spreads all of the blooms out and it just makes it look a lot kind of better. I love the color palette of this one. I love the blush of the roses in the center. I love the deep red scabiosa. I like how the white dendrobium lifts it. There's a little bit too much greenery for my liking, but I'm not getting married with this bouquet, it's the bride. But I think structurally it works well. There's a good spread of color, which makes it different to the other one that we saw. 7 out of 10. All right, we've got a bouquet of peonies and some types of grasses. There might be a rose that's in there. Yeah, I don't hate this bouquet. I don't. I can't say I love this bouquet. I like the grasses, I like the texture, and I like how the grass adds a lot of movement to the bouquet. I think that's really, really nice. I like the color of the peonies. I don't feel like it's anything particularly special, but I don't hate it. Probably 6 out of 10. How do I comment on just peonies? I love peonies, so that's a hard one to score. Getting towards the end now, this is a beautiful bouquet featuring, again, one of my favorite, actually 2 of my favorite flowers, Scabiosa, which is this dark like kind of red one, and clematis, which is the purple one. We've also got some roses in there, some greenery, a bit of rice flower, it looks like. I think this is nice. I do think, again, that it could have been made slightly better, and I'm so sorry to the florist. You did a great job, and I know it's very stressful getting ready for a wedding. I just feel like structurally it could have been made with a bit more movement. There could have been a bit more clematis up to the right. It could have been a bit less bulky. It needs a few flowers around the base of it. However, I love the choice of flowers. I love the colour palette. I feel like it's quite different for a bride to go with a darker colour palette. 6 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Last bouquet, you guys. We've got some beautiful dahlias, garden roses, spray roses, a still bee, and some greenery. This is a nice one. I'm happy with finishing on this bouquet out of all of them. I like the colour palette. Again, it's a colour palette we've seen a lot in this video and in this article. I love the dahlias. I think you can't really go wrong. And I think this is a very inoffensive bouquet. This is nice. You would look at it and you'd think, wow, what a beautiful bouquet. What a beautiful bride. What a beautiful wedding. However, I'm just not quite sure if it's one that's going to stay in my mind. Thinking back to this article, the first few bouquets, that tropical one and the very first bouquet, and even the yellow and blue one, and the clematis one, obviously my favorite, they're all bouquets that would like stay in my mind. And if I saw that at a wedding, I would kind of think about that for a long time. This one, even though it's beautiful, I feel is perhaps forgettable. I feel like I've seen it before. I like it. It's 8 out of 10. I love the flower choice. I love the colors. Thank you for looking at the best bouquets in the world with me and Vogue magazine. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you're getting married, I hope you've got some inspiration. If you're not getting married, we're in the same boat. So thank you for watching this video. If you watched it all the way through, I appreciate that. Comment below which is your favorite bouquet out of all of this. My ones are the tropical ones in the very first bouquet. Let me know yours. And I will see you next week for another video, because I'm making a video every week now, which is very exciting. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you soon.